And we back, y'all. Today we're gonna do a little bit of complaining. I don't normally do it. I've made 1,000+ videos and very rarely do you see me complain about the NBA or anything like that. So today I decided to compile a list of my biggest pet peeves with the NBA. But I gotta say, it's not literally with the NBA game. I'm not talking about players flopping, because we all hate to see players flop, but I'm more talking about between NBA fans or the NBA media and things like that. And you'll get exactly what I mean as I get to number one. And number one happens a lot here on this channel, and that's why I got it as my number one pet peeve. No matter when I'm talking about something, so I did an entire video giving my way too early NBA predictions. If you ain't seen that video, it should be a card somewhere up here. So I gave my 3 top MVPs, my 3 top Rookie of the Years, and so on and so forth. And the entire comment section says, Kenny, you sleeping on this person. Kenny, you sleeping on this person. Y'all, I literally watch basketball for a living. I am not sleeping on anybody. When we come to a video like that where I have to give just 3 names, I have to give 3 names. So the guy you think I'm sleeping on may have been my 4th name, but he didn't make the cut because I can only have 3. My God, the amount of times I see sleeping in my comment section, it drives me insane. Because if you've been a fan of this channel for a while, you know that I watch as much NBA as possible. Teams that don't get no love across the national media get love from me because I refuse to be asleep. I talk high praise about the Brooklyn Nets, Sean Marks, their GM and everything, because I literally watch them play, and I like watching them play when the average person probably not. So please stop saying I'm sleeping. I mean, people say ironically now because they know that makes me upset. So now they do it just to make me upset. But like, if you really think I'm sleeping on Colin Sexton for Rookie of the Year, you tripping. Because I know that the guy got game. If you think I'm really sleep on Kevin Durant for MVP, you need to wake up yourself. All right, let's get to my second pet peeve though. My second pet peeve is something I see a lot on social media because you get a lot of NBA debates, which is beautiful. I love a very good NBA debate. I mean, that's why my podcast exists, because I love to debate the NBA. But one thing that I really hate when it comes to debating, people give just one side of the story that supports their argument. And here's a perfect example of it. When Manu Ginobili retired, was it like a week ago now? There was a guy on Twitter that said, Manu Ginobili should not be a Hall of Famer, and here's why. And he proceeded to give reasons why he believes that Manu Ginobili is not a Hall of Famer. Now, if you got a brain and you're a very sane person, you understand that Manu Ginobili is a Hall of Famer, and it's not even close. But here's his reason of why Manu Ginobili shouldn't be a Hall of Famer. Reason number 1, Manu Ginobili never averaged 20 points per game. True. Manu Ginobili is only a 2-time NBA All-Star. True. Manu Ginobili has less points than Joe Johnson. True. And that's it. Oh yeah, Manu Ginobili never averaged 5 or more assists. That was his reason. Now let me give y'all the reason why Manu Ginobili is a bona fide first ballot Hall of Famers. How many rings does the guy have? I believe it's 4. Actually, let me fact check that. Yes, it was 4. So yes, 4 rings. And not just rings. We're not talking about ring chasing late in his career. You know, he got it while being a not so significant player. He got it while being part of a big 3. One of the biggest big 3s ever. I mean, when we think about Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, and Manu Ginobili, we don't necessarily think big 3 because it was very organic. It's not like Miami where they constructed that team when it comes to making signings here and there. We talk about drafting well and getting players that way. So we don't really think of him as a big 3, but he was a prime player when it came to that. Manu Ginobili may not have averaged over 5 assists ever, but he was legitimately one of the best passers I've ever seen. As far as having the vision, Manu Ginobili had the vision, and this is something that you would not see in stat sheets, but if you've watched Manu play, you know that his vision was insane. Manu Ginobili came over to the NBA and brought in an entire new move. You know what I'm doing? The Euro step. I mean, he may not have literally brought it here, but he made it popular. And that's why we have players like James Harden, who, I mean, he is maybe 6 or 7 steps, but that is a prime move in James Harden's repertoire because of Manu Ginobili. And one thing that this guy really forgot is that the Hall of Fame is not the NBA Hall of Fame, it's the Basketball Hall of Fame. So let's look at what Manu Ginobili did before he even got to the NBA. Well, you can read him for yourself. Got a championship in the EuroLeague, an MVP, Finals MVP there, led them in scoring in the final series, on and on and on. We get to the Olympic Games. Some gold medals there, got some bronze, some silvers. Manu Ginobili is a first ballot Hall of Famer. The stats may not say that, but if you're a real fan of basketball and you watch Manu play, you know without a doubt he is a Hall of Famer. There's a period of time in Manu Ginobili's career where he could have literally went to any other team, made more money, and became the #1 option on the squad, but instead he valued winning and brotherhood. He had some of the best brothers in the league, and guess what they did a lot of? Winning basketball. So Manu could have probably went to a place that really needed him an average 20 plus, but he'd rather stay there and help win rings. So again, back to my biggest pet peeve, is only looking at one side of the story to make your narrative right. Look at the full picture when you debate NBA, man. The next one is the word bust. And I think I went on a little rant about this before, but I think it's used way too often and way too early. They said, is Otto Porter a bust? No, Otto Porter is not a bust. You know how it's used too early and too often? Because Lonzo Ball last season, 1 month into his NBA career, there are people calling him a bust. And I don't just mean just the average NBA fan. I mean on TV and everything. Like some of the top NBA commentators, personalities, analysts were already calling Lonzo Ball a bust. And what he do? He matched his last couple months of the season. He was pretty solid, you know? They use it way too often. For me, it takes years upon years upon years to really determine if somebody is a bust. People were calling Victor Oladipo a bust until he had that superstar season last year. So I wouldn't say don't say the word. I'm just saying think about what you're saying before you actually say it, and think about what it means. All right. Next on my list are you NBA stans out there. Not fans, but you super fans. You know that guy, that name is Chef Steph on Twitter. His profile picture is a picture of Steph Curry throwing up a 3, and his entire Twitter existence is about Steph Curry. And there's nothing wrong with standing somebody. I stand Donald Glover, and I'm actually at going to a Donald Glover concert today as his video's coming out, so shout out to my boy. There's nothing wrong with standing somebody, but you can't debate with somebody that is standing someone. For example, y'all know the debate of Kyrie Irving versus Damian Lillard. It is a very, very good debate. There are people on the Kyrie side, there are people on the Damian Lillard side. But if I'm on the Kyrie side, I can't talk to the guy whose name is Lillard Time on Twitter, because there's nothing I can say that he's gonna see my point of view. Because when you stand somebody, in your mind, they are perfect. They are perfect, and there's nothing somebody else can say to change that. So when I'm having an NBA debate on Twitter or anything, if I see your profile picture is about the guy I'm talking about, I'm gonna ignore it, because I know I can't get through your skull on my opinion. And not always does my opinion have to change, or my opinion has to change your opinion, but people are usually closed-minded when they're talking about their stance. So that's something that really grinds my gears. And this is the last one, and it is the overreaction. It is very easy to overreact to a singular game or a singular person. For example, here's a prime example, Jason Tatum. A lot of people overreacted on Jason Tatum. He had a good rookie season and a great rookie postseason. But people are seeing him as the second coming of Kevin Durant. And I think that's very high praise. I think that he will have a great career. I think he's going to be a star in this league. But Kevin Durant is one of the best players we've ever seen. And for people to say that he's the next Kevin Durant just after one season, I think they're overreacting. Or if the Golden State Warriors lose game 1 of a playoff season, the NBA media is going to overreact because it's kind of their job. And personally, I don't like the idea of overreacting. I think you got to sit down and look at it every possible way. Play it safe sometimes. And overreaction, that just ain't it. And those are my NBA pet peeves. Trust me, this list is a lot longer, but I cut it for the sake of time. Let me know in the comment section below what really grinds your gears when it comes to the NBA fans or the NBA media or even the NBA game. For example, I hate when players flop. Just literally hate it. That's one of the worst things about the NBA. I hate when players flop. But just let me know in the comment section below. This should be the first upload today. I plan on having a second one of 2K, but keep in mind that I got a lot going on right now, so I may not be able to get that second video out. But thank y'all so much. This is Kenny, also known as King of the Fourth Quarter. I'll be back tomorrow or later. Peace.